How to sprout mucilaginous seeds using a egg crate or paper towel. Anyways, the old coot here, come back at you with another exciting video. So if you've been following along today, I've been talking about fermenting olives, right? And sprouting, right? Doing everything possible in mason. Oh my God, it had a baby. My little Kerr mason jar had a baby. Anyways, ball or Kerr, I think those are the two industry standards when it comes to mason jars. But the reason why you can't sprout mucilaginous seeds in the mason jars is that there are certain things that develop a gelatinous membranous sac around them when you try to add water that just prevents the whole sprouting in the mason jar process. So the way to do it is either you have to plant them, right? Coconut coir, you have your planting trays and all that. Very tedious process. You can do it inside. Usually is how most people do it. I try to do it on my kitchen countertop with it's a whole setup. But what I wanted to show everybody was how you can do the same thing on an egg crate, right? This has to be like a cardboard, paper-esque, recycled paper egg crate or paper towels. So I'm going to show you all in the egg crate because I think that was just more interesting. So traditional eggs, right? Egg crate come like this, basically flip it over. And now you've got all these little like porous surfaces here for the roots of whatever it is that you're trying to sprout to take hold of. So mucilaginous seeds. Flax falls into that category, right? Whenever you put flax seeds, there's the seeds. Whenever you put them in water, they get this gelatinous coating around them that you can't sprout in a mason jar, right? You have to do it with cardboard or paper towel. In this case, Rainbow Heirloom, by the way, great company, great customer service. Thank you so much for answering my 1,256,893 questions, pretty much. But they were really good about answering all the questions. But the three seeds that are in this product that turn mucilaginous are the arugula, the cress, right? Garden cress, watercress, and mustard greens. So mustard, cress, and arugula are the three seeds, at least in this mix, that will turn mucilaginous and get all nasty and funky. So what we're going to do is in this video, I'm going to show everybody how I start the process of sprouting these. This is video number 1 in this series. And then every day or every other day or so, sporadically, I'll check in. I'll show you how the seeds are doing. But the concept here, what we're trying to do is I'm going to go for the gold and do a full tablespoon. I'm going to do a tablespoon of these seeds, right? Super spicy greens mix. By the way, the spicy green, just the spicy greens, you can do in a mason jar. But when you add super to it, oh my God, it's super. They added in these three, the arugula, the cress, the mustard greens. Now you have to do them this way. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take a tablespoon of the seeds, put them in the jar. I'm going to add filtered water, right? Filtered distilled water is usually the best. Filter or distilled. You kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about there. Start with good water. You end up with good results. So I do not use tap water. Tap water has chlorine in it, potentially, that could kill off the germination process of the seeds. So that's why I use filtered water. So basically what I want to do is I want to get a tablespoon of the seeds, put them in there, and then just barely cover the top of the seeds with the water. Because if you fill up the entire jar with water, you're going to have an entire jar full of too much gelatinous stuff in there. I just need enough to basically create like a paste, right? Or like, really gelatinous, gooey kind of slime that I'm going to spread over this egg crate probably tomorrow. So today is just let the seeds soak, let them get gelatinous, let them soak overnight, right? Like a full 12 hours at least, just to hydrate, and then we'll transfer over to the egg crate. So let me pause for a sec. I'll show you how I do that. And we're back. So basically, because I can only do this with one hand. So basically, I've taken a tablespoon of these seeds. There they are right there. That's what the seeds look like. And as dry as they are right now, they're going to turn very gelatinous, right? A membranous sac, a mucilaginous concoction is going to basically consume them. So what I want to do is I just gingerly want to I've already spilled a few. What I want to do is just take my tablespoon of seeds, right? Just put them in the jar, Look what I'm doing. And then basically try to level them off if you can, so that they're, that they're as level as they can be. What I'm going to do is, let's see if I can turn this around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, my seeds are at this level. I want to get enough of the filter. This is water filter. I'll put links to all this stuff down there below in case you're curious. The egg crates, these are just regular old egg crates. As long as they're cardboard, right? Recycled paper, recycled fibrous materials, something that roots can take hold of and grow on. You cannot use the plastic ones. I wouldn't want to use plastic. That defeats the whole purpose of trying to stay away from plastic. But you can't almost use the plastic ones. Or, some type of recycled material, coconut husk, whatever your eggs come in. But basically, that's basically the egg carton or the egg crate. And also try to get ones that don't have any printing on them, right? No labeling, no print, no ink, right? They're just basically plain old paper. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to fill up my jar with water, basically enough to cover the seeds, right? Enough to cover the seeds and get them hydrated, but then a little bit extra so that the water can go into the seed. The seed will absorb the water, rehydrate itself, and then start developing that gelatinous coating. So let me see if I can do this with one hand and as gingerly as possible. I'm going to try to do this. Let's see. My water is going to go in now. So I just want to put in maybe about that much, I would say, like that much. And then basically just give these like a little stir. Make sure that they all get coated. And I'll go ahead and fix this later, but you know what I'm saying. I'll probably get like a utensil of some kind, push those seeds so that they're down into the water. But I would say, if you want to compare before and after, even just a little bit more water, like a touch more water in there, something like that. So maybe 1 part seeds, 3 parts water, I would say is a good ratio, right? Yeah, that's about right. So 1 part seed, 3 parts water. And then basically now, good. I leveled out perfectly. And as you can see, ironically, I think the gelatinous process is started, so to speak. So I got like 1 or 2 stragglers there. I'll just push those down. Anyways, I'll probably get like a utensil of some kind, push those down. You kind of get the idea. But this is phase 1. I'm not going to put the jar on. I'm going to leave this off, set this aside. I will probably put this like in a, semi shaded spot on my countertop and just let them sit overnight. So at least 12 hours. Let them go at least 12 hours, if not a little bit longer, to basically rehydrate, to start the process of germination, kind of get a sense of what's going on there. Not much happening right now, but I'll be back probably tomorrow to show you all when this is turned into a gelatinous substance. Then I'll probably use like a spoon or something similar and just basically spread all this mix onto the egg crate. Pretty much what you see here is what's going to be spreadable on the egg crate. And then the whole goal of the egg crate is we're just going to spray it with a spray bottle, just a little bit of water to moisturize the cardboard. I'll probably end up putting this on top of like a plate so I don't, make too much of a mess on my countertop or whatever. Spread the seeds on, give it one just quick spray with a spray bottle, and then done. And then just let it do its thing on the countertop. Indirect sunlight, right? Partially shaded, maybe not so shaded, but just let it do its thing for 24 hours. And then basically every day, I'm just going to be spraying it, just a light, very light mist of water to keep it hydrated and to encourage that germination process, that sprouting process, that microgreen, right, process to start. If I was going to do the flax, same exact thing. In the case of the flax, the seeds will turn gelatinous fairly quickly. I would say sometimes even within like 20 minutes, you start getting that gelatinous coating. And in this case, this might take a little bit longer, but yeah, the flax seeds go a little quicker, but I would still let them soak overnight for the 12 hours just so that they can hydrate, etc., and start the germination process. But same exact thing. Let them sit overnight, spray a little cardboard, or a paper egg crate thingamajiggy. Spray it just lightly with a little spray bottle, get some water in there, spread the seed and the gelatinous mixture over everything. And then basically every day, just a little light spray to keep them moist, like a moist towelette, and just keep them moist so that basically they can start germinating. So anyways, we'll be back in about a day and I'll show you all what the next step in the process is. Anyways, the mason jar, even these little baby ones, it's cute. It had a little baby. The mason jars, the lids, the sprouting lids, the coconut coir, all that stuff I put down below in the description section. So make sure to check that out. I'm the old coot. Cheers to super spicy greens and sprouting them basically on an egg carton or egg crate. We'll be back soon with another video, probably tomorrow. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm the old coot, and I'll catch you all in the next exciting video.